Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to talk about a very exciting topic. It's going to be a very good video that is going to make you a better stock investor, and it's going to actually make you better at many areas of your life. And this recently hit me like a ton of bricks, and I really wanted to make a video about it because you guys are important to me and this was very valuable to me. So I think if I share it with you, it's going to be very valuable for you too also. So if you want to make money picking stocks, it's super easy, but you are probably going to lose money if you don't follow the following advice. Again, very important video. So why are you going to fail? It is widely accepted, this is the statistic in the investment fraternity, that the vast majority of retail traders lose money. This is about 70% of all DIY investors lose money. Those are the people who, those are not probably the people, but you guys are retail investors who are watching this video. But it's the non-institutional investors that have money by themselves on the market. So you already see that the odds are stacked against you. And now why is this? And I realized something that is true of almost any area of your life. I was at the gym actually, and I was looking around and I saw that about 1% of the people that were at the gym had the perfect shape, which was they had nice muscles and they are at a nice body fat percentage, kind of like an ideal, what people want to achieve. And I was thinking, how can this be? Almost all the people on the planet want to be in shape and want to have nice muscles. And a big percentage of the people of the planet go to the gym. Let's say 5% of people go to the gym and they're fairly consistent. And yet only 1% of the 5% actually achieves that target. How is this possible? And then I was with my kids in the swimming pool and I was looking around and I was thinking, and I saw that less than 1% of the people have the finances that I personally want to achieve. And this is the multi-millions of dollars of wealth, when you can take care of your family, donate and support causes, and when your survival is not in question. And I was thinking, it's so weird because probably almost everybody wants to have this state, right? Like, let's say you take all the population of US and probably 90% of them truly, honestly want this state, right? And then probably 30% of the 90% is actively working on this, and yet less than 1% truly achieve this. And I was thinking, how can this be? And then it suddenly hit me like a ton of bricks, People, when they start doing things like stock market trading or weight loss or gymming or working on their finances, they have total wrong expectations. They don't study anything and they have zero consistency. So this is the vast majority of the people, right? So now what is the expectations that people have? And again, this is true of almost any area of your life. So for example, people want to lose weight and they think that they will diet for a week and then they will be in perfect shape. And then after a week, they don't see results and then they give up because it's very tough. Or people start a side hustle and they don't make $1 million the first year and then they say, oh, side hustles don't work, and then they quit. I actually had a meeting with a business owner who had a cleaning company that he built up in 10 years. And the company had a turnover of $1.2 million. And this business owner was telling me how he's going to finish this company, sell everything, and change out and start a new company doing basically almost the same thing as this company. And I asked him, like, do you understand that, you were growing an X amount of percent every year to get to the state that you are? And if you would just, buckle down and grew your company 20%, so you would go from 1.2 million to 1.5 or 1.6 million in turnover, you would make hundreds of thousands of dollars extra, which is way less effort than starting a whole new business and starting from zero. And it was so funny to me that this didn't occur to the guy. And this is, I think, how many people think out there. And people think that they're going to go on the stock market and then they're going to go buy call options on Tesla, and within a few years, they're going to have hundreds of millions of dollars. That is honestly the expectations. Or they go all in on Tesla stock or Palantir stock, and then the stock is down 5% the next year, up 10%, and then they're very, very disappointed because they are not millionaires yet and they can't retire. So it's true, and I hope that you don't have any of these, or if you do, then you recognize that this is a mistake. Now, the second, and this is even bigger than the expectations, is not studying. As I said, this is true in every area of life. So for every 100 people who try to lose weight, how many of them, if you are trying to lose weight currently, have you watched YouTube videos on different diets and try to actually study how you can get in perfect shape? I actually lost about 60 pounds in a period of time because I became very, very overweight. And my journey was quite long. And I studied hundreds of hours of YouTube videos on what to eat, you know, how to diet, what reactions I'm going to have. And I believe that this was very much part of the success. Then it's the same with gymming. People go to the gym and they don't study what builds muscles, you know, what gives you, you know, muscle growth, how you can get in the perfect shape, what is the correct form of doing exercises. And they just go to the gym and think that if I just go to the gym, I will be muscular or I will be in the perfect shape. And that's the same as me saying, I just go to the stock market and I buy and sell a random stock, you know, every Monday and I will be rich. You know, it's ridiculous if you think about it. And yet we all see these people, we go to the gym who do the exercises wrong, yet they are there consistently. And they're just not getting results, and they don't think to, you know, find mentors, find people who have done it successfully and actually learn how to do it. So it's the same for retail investors. So how many of retail investors actually listen to earnings calls? How many of them does know how to read a balance sheet or an income statement? And how many of them have done stock market courses to learn what is it that you should look out for, what is a good company, what is a good return, you know, how you find entry points, how do you find exit points, how do you manage a portfolio? It's crazy. I can tell you, not a lot of people have done that. Grant Cardone has a fantastic saying, because people say courses are expensive and the time that you need to invest into studying courses is a lot. And they say, you know, courses are expensive. And then Grant Cardone says, if you think knowledge is expensive, you should try stupidity. That is the most expensive thing ever. And he is so right in this. So now the last part is consistency. So this is also, if you made it past the first point or the second point and you're still not successful in an area of your life, you're guaranteed to lack this point. So the problem is that even if you do everything right for a week or 2 weeks, it's 100% not going to get you to your target. So for example, if you look at healthy weight loss, it's 1 kilograms or 2 pounds per week. That is healthy weight loss. And that's actually the fastest healthy weight loss. So if you're trying to lose, I don't know, 50 pounds, that will probably take you 50 weeks. And now you see that people go like, I'm going to do this for a month or max 2 months, you know, and yet the effort that is required is actually a year. And they completely misestimate how consistent they have to be to, you know, diet very good. And it's the same with the gym. You know, people go into it and they don't know what it takes to actually build muscles. And to look like someone who is in the Avengers movie, you know, like, what do you call it? Thor or Captain America, that is years of going to the gym 3 times per week, and that is after you have studied what you need to do. So it's years of doing the correct action with the correct amount of consistency. Most people fail. Now again, we go back to the stock market. Warren Buffett's average return was 30%. And I know, and this was his best 10 years. His returns are actually, if you look on a wider time period, as you can read here, Berkshire shares have an average annual return of 20% compared to the S&P 500, 10.2% gain during that period. I know so many investors who start investing in the stock market and they're like, I'm going to double my money this year. And again, it's a stupidity and the wrong expectations. honestly, if you are having returns that, you know, just are 15%, you're doing amazing. Yet you are going to meet guys who are going to be sad because they only made 16%. And this is also compounded by another thing that I'm going to tell you here. People only talk about their winning trades, right? And then it makes it seem like people either lose money or they make, you know, crap ton of money, and then they go home billionaires and you feel like you missed out. So I'm sure that you know this guy. This is a guy who invested $200 million into Tesla in 2013. And that position is currently worth about $6 billion, okay? So when you hear this, you go like, oh my God. So Vince, what you just told me about Warren Buffett, he beat Warren Buffett, you know, by a mile. But the problem is that that was not his portfolio. This was just one investment. And I guarantee you that this guy has also made mistakes. He had bad investments. And guess what? When you look into his overall fund performance, you can see that on a 5-year basis, it's 28% annual growth. And on a 10-year basis, it's 22%. So everything falls into these statistics. And when people tell you like, oh, I made so much money on this stock, remember that they're only talking about their winning trades. And you need to ask them to show the portfolio and, you know, also tell you about what losing trades they have, because I'm sure that they have had it. And when you look, again, if they would have a more than 30% average return per year, they would be better than Warren Buffett. Just keep this in mind. So now let's return to the stock market. So as an investor, what should be your expectations as someone who is investing in stocks? So if you are outperforming the market, you are doing amazing. I seriously mean it. So if the S&P 500 does 10% and your return on your portfolio is 12%, you are doing amazing. If your returns are 15%, you are effing amazing. If you have a consistent more than 20+% return, you will be better than Warren Buffett. But I'm sorry, it ain't going to happen. That is just the honest truth. So you can't think with it. So this is where so many people fail, because they're going to tell me, and probably you're going to write me in the comments, but Vince, $10,000, if I have $10,000 and I get 15% return, that's only $1,500. That's correct. And that is a problem. So if you don't like these numbers, you have to invest more, because 15% of $1 million is $150 million. Sounds a lot sexier. And 15% of $10 million is $1.5 million. So if that's your yearly return, it's suddenly a lot sexier. But I'm sorry, but it's statistically impossible. Or, I mean, you can be the 1 in 8 billion people who is better than Warren Buffett, but let's say that's only one guy out of everyone who's going to ever watch this video. The rest of you are going to have less than 20% per year annual profit. So the only way to bring up the numbers so that you can reach your goal is that you need to invest more. And this is what so many people don't talk about and is very, very missed in the finance community. And then you're going to tell me, but Vince, I don't have more to invest. Exactly. This is the problem that you need to solve. You need to increase your income. To be a better stock investor, you actually need to increase your income so that you can invest money steadily into the stock market, so you can fix that. You're not worried about the 10% on your 10,000. You're worried if this year's annual return is going to be 150,000 or 120,000 on your 1 million invested, or 1.2 or 1.5 million on the 10 million that you have invested. However, if you're still not happy with these numbers or these facts that I'm telling you, then don't invest in the stock market, because I promise you, you're not going to get higher returns on this if you look at a long enough time scale. If you want crazy returns, invest in yourself or start a company. There you can get thousands and tens of thousands of % return. Elon Musk, he's not the world's richest person because he invested in stocks. He started a company. Jeff Bezos, same thing. So if you start a company, sometimes you can do it with, an investment of $10,000 or less. And if you really knock it out of the park, you can have yearly incomes of, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars per year. And that is amazing return, right? But if you want to play on the stock market as a stock investor, you have to have the correct frame of mind, and these are the returns that you can invest, that you can expect. So you will also need to put hundreds of hours into studying how to invest in the stock market. For example, my goal is to, learn a little bit about the stock market every day, and I understand that it compounds every day. The more I know, the more it compounds. I'm very much not perfect, and I'm very much in the beginning of my journey, but I am learning every day. And this needs to be kept up for tens of years so that you would be a successful stock market investor. So now you have to be honest. So if you feel that you are not going to be able to do the above, or you don't want to do the above, again, you do you. But if you do this honest audit on yourself, then you are not going to be a successful stock picker. And you're just going to be part of the statistic, like the car crash statistic. And I don't want you to do that. So then invest into invest funds. Again, be honest with yourself. So my guess is that if you consistently study and invest your time and have the correct expectations as an investor, you are already going to be in the top 5% of successful traders. Okay? And if you want to go even further, and you keep learning and you keep putting in the work year after year after year, you're almost guaranteed to be higher than the top 1%. It's almost guaranteed, okay? It's that easy. You just need to have the correct expectation, put in the effort. And again, I want to show you something that so little people do. This is actually available on our Patreon, this table. And this is a table that shows you how you can increase your wealth to $100 million. And what I love about this is that you can change two variables, right? You can increase how much return you're going to have on your money. So let's take a normal US family. You're earning $50,000 per month and you are spending $50,000 per month. And you have $0 left to invest on the stock market, right? Every year. Let's say that you have a starting portfolio of 10,000. You got an inheritance or something, right? And you keep making 15% compound annual return on your money. So you're going to see that it's going to take you 40 years and you will only make it to $3 million. And this is still very good, by the way. A lot of people would be happy to retire on $3 million, but for our intents and purposes, this is very unsexy, right? So the whole point of this video is correct expectations. And again, what most people would do is say, okay, Vince, we're just going to change the number that we are going to make 40% per year. And you see, we already start making bank. In 40 years, we're going to have $9 million. But if you paid attention to this video, you know that this ain't going to happen. So we just leave it at 15%. But what we are going to focus on is getting up the family income to, let's say, $200,000 per year. And then suddenly you have $150,000 left to invest every year. And look at the magic that happens on this number. By 2054, you would be $100 millionaire in dollars. And this is actually what the correct stock market, this is how people get rich on the stock market. It's not by going all in on Tesla. It's not by buying call options. It's not by having this one magic hit, it's by studying, managing their portfolio, managing their expectations, keep in the time and consistency, doing this math, and keep adding to the stock market portfolio. So this was super good for me. I really hope it's going to be as helpful for you as it was for me. Please let me know in the comments if this helped you. Please make sure you subscribe if you like this video, and check out the Patreon, which is the first link in the description box below, where I share exclusive content and some exclusive stuff about stocks that I follow. And I really appreciate the time that you have just spent with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.